Hey there, today we're going to be looking at automating channel EQ and the ES2 synth parameters, especially the LFO, which controls the sort of wobble if you're making a dubstep bass line. I've had loads of questions about that since last time's tutorial, so let's listen to the practice track I've got. First thing I want to do is automate some EQ on this bass, especially to cut out some of the bass just before this new section comes in, to give a sense of transition. So I'm going to press A to bring up automation, and choose the channel EQ from the drop down menu. And in there I'm going to choose the low cut frequency, which will basically take out some of the bass. It's important that you've already got a channel EQ open on that channel, and I've already got it turned on at 78 Hz. It's quite high for a bass line. What we're doing is we're going to be automating it to make this sort of sound, to make the bass disappear. So what we've got to do is draw in that movement that I just did manually by hand, that change in frequency. So you just click to add points. It's very, very easy indeed, and you can just draw it in, literally draw in the lines. Obviously you'll want to spend a little bit of time on it to make sure that everything's sounding kosher, sounding how you want it, but I'm just doing it roughly for now. Let's see how that sounds. Cool, we've got a much better sense of movement there. Cool, next thing I want to do is automate the LFO on that ES2, on that bass line, to make the rate of the wobble change. If you remember from the last video, it's the synced LFO2 which changes the rate of the wobble. So we're going to use automation to do that automatically. Once again, we just open up automation by pressing A, choose the ES2 and the LFO2 rate, and just the same as before, I'm going to zoom in this time because it can be quite fiddly. And I'm going to just draw in some points roughly to make that wobble change rate. You'll probably want to be a lot more precise than this when you're working because you want your tunes to sound good, but I'm just going to do it very quickly and tinker with it a bit. There are actually quicker ways to chop up your automation and change it, different techniques, but I'm going to just use the basic technique for now so you can see how it's done in its simplest form, and I may cover different ways of doing this later in another video on workflow or some such if there's demand for it, but for now let's just do it the simple way. I'll just see how that sounds for now, and I'll tinker with it a bit as it loops, so we can get it sounding right. Okay, that'll do for now. Remember that it's not just LFO rates you can automate. You can automate almost any parameter on the ES2. For example, I've automated the filter blend of this pad keyboard sound. Hopefully you can hear how that allows the pad to evolve over time, which makes it way more interesting. I've also added a sort of build-uppy sound to this song to add more transitional tension, and that's got a send to a delay, which I've pitched up, also automated a pitch up using the AU pitch plugin. Okay, well, let's listen to how the song and particularly that transition sounds now. Well, I hope that's been helpful. Keep the kind comments coming in because it's really awesome to hear what you guys think. So hopefully I'll see you again soon. Cheers, guys.